Hi everybody, I'm Victor Brick, and welcome to October's Good Old Uncle Vic. Well, we lost another one of America's greatest generation on Sunday, October 7th. But this person was especially dear to me. It was my father, John Brick. He was 89 years old. My dad went the way he always wanted to go, in his sleep, in his bed, in his own house, and surrounded by his loving family. My dad met my mother during the liberation of Manila, Philippines during the Second World War. He was a dashing American Army lieutenant. She was a lawyer working for the American Army. When he had to go home to be discharged after the war, her friends said she would never see him again, but they didn't know my father. He came back to her in 1946, and they have been married for 46 years. My dad died of congestive heart failure, and we also almost lost him 2 weeks earlier when he had an attack and he was admitted to the hospital in Daytona Beach, Florida, where he lived. My brother called me that night and said, if you want to see Dad alive, you better get down here now. So we rushed down to Daytona Beach, and we arrived the next morning. When Lynn, John, Vic, and I arrived at the hospital room, the shades were drawn, and my father was asleep in his hospital bed, and he was laboring to breathe. Everyone in the room thought that this time had come. So as the rest of the family began to arrive, there was a very solemn mood in the room, and we decided to read from the Bible, and we gathered around him, and my brother Merrill read from the Bible from the book of Psalms, the 23rd Psalm. I'm sure you know it. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And after we read the psalm, then we said a prayer. And then, shortly after the prayer, you wouldn't believe what happened. My father just woke up as if he'd just been asleep, looked around the room, and his usual dry, deadpan sense of humor said, "What are you all doing here?" And then he said, "Is anybody else coming?" And we all started laughing, and the rest of the day we joked, we carried on, we had the greatest conversation, and we really enjoyed the time with my dad. He continued to experience a remarkable recovery, and very shortly thereafter he was actually released to a rehab center, and then over the past weekend on Saturday, October 6th, he went home. And on the morning of October 7th, Sunday, at 22 minutes past 7, my dad expired. But I can't tell you how much that last day in the hospital meant to us, joking and laughing and carrying on. Our love and our faith as a family had brought my father back for one more day with us, one more memory, one more happy experience. Our faith, our love, and his will to live, his determination, and his desire to go on his own terms. And that's how I will always remember my dad, laughing, joking, carrying on, making everybody around him feel better. That, and as I said, that iron will, he was determined to get home and go on his own terms. And that's not a bad memory. For a text version of this Uncle Vic, or for past Fit Tips or Uncle Vics, you can visit our website at brickbodies.com. And we close every Uncle Vic with a thought for today. And the thought for the day today is from that famous poem by Dylan Thomas, "Do Not Go Gentle into That Good Night," where he's talking to his father, and he says, "And you there, Father, there on your sad height, do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light." My father certainly raged against the dying of the light. Until we meet again, that's it from good old Uncle Vic.